Yo, what's going on, you guys? Your boy Dwidge back again with another video. This is another day of my life of me documenting me building my business at 2 mil for the year. In this video, we'll talk about kind of a recap, I guess, of performance, a rev check, and then I'll let y'all go about your day. But essentially, in terms of performance, what store should I talk about first? Oh, fuck. I forgot to close my garage. I'm so cooked. Fuck. In terms of performance, though, the first store I'd like to talk about is the... Hold on, let me do this U-turn real quick. So I want to talk about the actual second store. So currently for the second store, this week, performance honestly isn't too bad, right? We are only spending $50 a day, and in doing that, you know, I don't know the rev amount that we've done, but we've been able to damn near we didn't lose much money honestly this week, and we are seeing some great performance with the actual interest themselves. So let me close this bitch real quick. With the actual interest that we've been testing, we've been seeing some decent buyer intent on the VSL, and I'm gonna kind of break down kind of what you guys should kind of look at when you are kind of testing and how to analyze your metrics. Because I got a message from my dog Zakia, I forget how to pronounce it, sorry if I butchered the name, but essentially he was asking me, you know, when does it make sense to turn shit off? How do I go about tests and all that good stuff? So for me specifically, I think I touched about this in another video, but I'll go a little bit in depth of kind of how this shit looks like for me. Is I don't base things off about how much the ad account or a campaign has spent. I kind of base it off performance, and I usually base off this performance on a 3-day window or a 7-day window, depending how much I'm spending. Honestly, usually under $50 a day, I like to look at a 7-day window. But if I'm on limited budget, I'm analyzing things on a 3-day window. I don't really mind it, depending on what performance is looking like. So let me give you an example for the ABOs that I'm currently running right now. And this philosophy can kind of be used as well with CBOs, but I don't want to go in depth with the CBOs because right now I'm running ABOs. But with the ABOs, what things looks like is currently I am spending $10 a day on each single interest that I am testing. If that is the case, then I know that if that's how much I'm spending on every single ABO, then I'm looking at it like this. On day one, I'm essentially looking if there's any buyer intent. If there's no buyer intent on day one, so that means no add to carts, no initiate checkouts, for the most part, I'm probably just cutting the campaign. Or not the campaign, I'm tripping. The ad group that has no buyer intent. Another reason why I would turn off a campaign is if it has shit metrics. So if the CTR is very shit, CPC is very ass, what else? I don't really look at CPMs. Hook rate is hella. Like, if all these initial metrics are fucking dookie, I'm gonna just turn that bitch off. Like, there's literally no point of running it. Literally no point of letting that shit run because it's not doing well. And especially if you're seeing that you launch a bunch of other interests and those ones are doing decent and that one's the only outlier out of the bunch, then it's safe to say that one typically isn't going to perform well. Sometimes if you really want to, and if you're newer to it and you don't know if it's not good to turn off or whatever, just let it run for another day. Typically it won't do well the second day. And for a lot of y'all, your break-even point is probably like around $20, $25. So I like to turn shit off at my break-even point if it gets no sales, unless it has a bunch of buyer intent and I just want to test it out. But for the most part, the main deciding factors on how long you let a campaign run, even if it's an ABO or a CBO, is how much buyer intent it's actually getting, and if you are profitable, obviously, or break even. So That's kind of what you want to look at, and you also want to look at what you need to optimize, right? So let me give you an example. Let's say you are running a product, you are spending whatever amount of money you're spending, but you realize, you're not getting any sales, you start panicking. Start looking at your actual funnel. So analyze, okay, am I even getting add to carts? If you're not getting add to carts, then chances are either your pricing is ass, or chances are there's something wrong with your website. Something's just going on with, your whole funnel, right? In a situation where you're not even getting clicks on your ads, so that means people aren't even going onto your website, then that means there's something wrong with your ads. That means maybe your CTR is hella low. Maybe your hook rate is low as shit. So how do you expect people to even add to cart? How do you expect people to even go to your actual website? Like, you can't necessarily panic in terms of being unprofitable. Like, you should expect to be unprofitable within the first week or two. There are kind of anomalies where you are able to be profitable on the front end within like the first couple of days, which is kind of rare, honestly, these days. Which you can do it with a very, very good product if your offer is right, or you just come across a trendy product, or whatever the case may be. It is possible. I'm not saying it's not possible, but for the most part, you're going to be in the trenches with your product for the first 2 weeks. Sometimes you might even be in trenches for a longer period of time. The biggest thing here, though, when you are testing products, is understanding what your stop loss actually is. So what I mean by that is, let's say you have a budget of $1,000, right? Then that means you need to tell yourself what amount of money you're willing to spend on each test. And you have to make sure you're doing quality tests as well. So make sure you're testing good creatives, doing your due diligence with the offers, especially at a lower budget, because otherwise you won't necessarily know. Because sometimes you might have to spend $300, but if you only have a rack budget a month, then you can't necessarily fuck around and blow $350 every test. So you have to be very, very careful with your budget and be like, okay, if I lose $150, I'm done with the product no matter what. And now 150 is just like an arbitrary number. Like, I'm not saying that's the exact number that you should stop shit at. I'm just saying a number just to give you an example. It's kind of like trading or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like, you have to be able to know when to take your losses and move on to the next product. And that's one of the biggest things that kind of fuck up a lot of people when they are testing. They stick too long to a product without proof of concept. The biggest thing here is, especially when you're first starting off, you don't necessarily know what a winning product is. So if you see some shit isn't working for a very long period of time, you're losing hella money, then chances are you probably can't make it work. So just move on, go to another product. And again, make sure you do your due diligence and make sure you understand the fundamentals of marketing, what a decent offer is, how to make a decent website, and how to make decent creatives. For the most part, if you're able to make decent creatives, bro, you are going to be able to get some sales into the door. It might not be profitable. And again, the biggest thing that takes you from unprofitable to profitable is just optimizations. The shit that I was just talking about, just analyzing funnel and understanding where the drop off is. Sometimes you might need to increase your AOV. That might be the reason why you're not profitable. Maybe if you increase your product or increase your whole funnel or your AOV in general, somehow you add an extra $15, that CPA you're getting probably won't rise that much sometimes, and you will be profitable. Like, there's different things you can do in the back end. Adding email that might be not something that you want to do when you're first starting off. But again, there's a lot of different optimizations. And again, I can't necessarily go in depth into this in a video. I probably need to do a sit down video if y'all want it or some shit, or I don't know, DM me. But again, there's a lot of optimizations that can be made, that honestly need to be made if you want to, again, become profitable with this shit. So that's kind of what things look like, and that's what I'm kind of the phase I'm currently in with the second store. It's just making optimizations. I'm a guy where it's like if I find a product that I get some initial momentum and I'm able to get a decent amount of sales, but it's unprofitable, for me personally, I know if I really want to, I can make the product work. Now, this is going to be like a contradictory to what I was just saying about, finding your stop loss. Me personally, like, my stop loss, like, depending on the product, I can fuck around and have a stop loss of like 5K, which honestly is retarded. But if I think a product can work and I know that it has a proven track record, then for the most part, for me specifically, I look at it and usually it's a skill issue. You know, there's something wrong with the offer, there's something wrong with the targeting, there's something wrong with there's something wrong with the creators, there's something that I'm not squeezing that I can squeeze. And without a doubt, especially if there's not that much competition, and this is a product that, you know, is proven to sell, it has, you know, a great market as well. The market's kind of important as well. You don't want to just get into a product that has a dying market. Like the market that this product is in is something that, you know, everybody, especially at the demographic that's being targeted, suffers from this problem. So it's like, again, it just comes down to how I'm marketing it. And I did waste a lot of budget just targeting, waste a lot of budget testing shit at a higher budget just to test a lot of shit rapidly, which honestly I don't advise to. Realistically, you should be testing anywhere from $50 to $100 a day, depending on your budget. And I wouldn't recommend spam testing anything besides, you know, that initial budget that I'm telling you to spend on, because you're going to be unprofitable for no reason. So test one thing at a time, test one variable at a time, test creators or interest, whatever you're testing, make sure you only test that. Once you get some momentum, you start getting a little bit of profitable, then you can fuck around and test other shit. But I'm on a side tangent. I'm saying a lot of shit right now, but I say all of this to say, currently we are still in the testing phase with the product. This week, we've been able to identify 2 interests that have currently 2 sales, which honestly is pretty decent. We're trying to see which one can get a third sale, and if that can happen, we will dupe it in a CBO and probably put out $100 a day and just start scaling a little bit that way, just so we can get, again, some momentum into the door and start to season the ad account, because that's how I was able to scale this random, not random, but this, I'm gonna just tell you the product, I don't really give a fuck. I was selling this water flosser from TikTok shop during Q3 or Q4 last year. Basically what happened is I just found a product. I made some like crazy ripped ad, like I just, you know, pieced it up together, and within like a week I was able to get it to a $400 a day for like, or $400 a day for like 2 days. And I was using like this shit ad account provider, so the shit got cooked. And then I tried to relaunch it, became ass. Then Q4 came around, so I had to focus on the main store. So I let that shit die out. But I said this to say is that it really doesn't take much to start getting. It doesn't really take much to get stuff cooking at a, you know, $400 a day threshold in sales, or 500, 1K a day. It's really just about identify what's working. And if you're doing interest, just doing more of what's working. I found this one interest. I think it was, what was it? It was like a gum. I forget what the gum, I don't know why the gum interest was going crazy. But anyways, I put this gum interest, I duplicated it, put out $100 a day. It did decent. I found another interest, I did decent. I duped that one. Then I would spend $200 a day or some shit, and we were doing $400 a day. Like that's all we were doing. We weren't even testing creators. But then for this store, I was doing some bullshit. I'm not gonna lie. I was doing hella shit, testing hella shit. But again, for me specifically, interest be working in the initial testing phase. So I don't know why I diverted from that. We found some decent initial ads, so we just need to hone in on those ads that we found and keep testing interest. And alongside that, once, you know, we get some decent scale, then we can start adding some new interest into, or some new creatives into the door. That's kind of the game plan there. Again, that's kind of contradictory, and you're gonna realize sometimes I contradict myself just because I want to test shit out to see if, you know, this theory that I have in my mind actually works. But I had a theory to just test a VSL with one of the interests that have been doing well, and it hasn't got a sale yet. But when I do the breakdown portion on Meta and look at it, the different countries didn't all hit our break-even point, so I'm still down to let it run. And the reason why I'm still letting it run is because, one, it's only spending $10 a day. It's a whole different ad from anything in my ad account, for one. For two, it's getting a bunch of buyer intent way cheaper than all the other campaigns that are doing well. And for me specifically, it doesn't logically make sense that it's getting a lower, you know, add to cart cost, lower initial checkout cost. You know, it's actually getting a lot of them, but it's not converting. That should just, in my mind, doesn't make sense. So I'm gonna let it spend probably like, even upwards like $200 a day, just to see why the fuck it's not spending. And the hook rate is like 40 something %. the hold rate is like 70%. Like a lot of people, like it's a 4-minute video and people are watching a good amount of the fucking video, like damn near 20% of the video. So it's like, why the fuck it's not converting, but the shittier ads are converting? You feel what I'm saying? And it's an advertorial landing page. So it's like the advertorial is converting because that's what we're sending the other traffic to, and it's getting sales. So it's like, what the fuck is going on? So that's why I'm like, hey, let me just let this shit run for a longer period of time, see if we can catch some momentum. And if that catches momentum, I'm not gonna lie, it's a very good VSL. And I don't want to say this because I made it, obviously, but the metric speaks for itself. It has a good hold rate, a good hook rate, and that's basically telling you that people are willing to, you know, well, for one, people are interested in the mass desire or whatever the angle of that specific video. For two, people are hooked by the hook. For three, people fucking watching the video, so the shit has to print. My bad, I'm tripping, but the shit has to fucking print, bro. And again, that's why, like, me, I don't really give a fuck. I'll test hella shit. I'm done with lose money. I just want to learn, bro. That's what it is. Like, even if we don't make this product work, the amount of shit I learned into making a advertorial and a VSO will stick for me for any product I decide to test in the future. So yeah, I don't really give a fuck. Now I'm kind of rambling, so I'm gonna get off the topic of the second store. Again, if you want more questions about this, leave it in the description. If you kind of want to tell me where you are in your journey, I've been answering a few of y'all, giving my feedback on what I think y'all should do. Fuck, my wrist hurts, pause. But yeah, I'll let y'all know. And yeah, drop it in the comments below. But now we will talk about the main store, my baby, the one that, you know, gave me the initial success in ecom. Let's get into it. So that specific store right now, honestly, is in a good position. It's one of those ones now that, again, I told you we were having a bunch of testing campaigns. Today I launched 2 scaling campaigns. I did a cost cap bid ladder campaign. So essentially I'm just testing a bunch of cost caps to see which one is the best cost cap. It's set out $1,000 a day with multiple cost caps in it, like 20 cost caps to find the best one. And once I find the best one, I'm gonna likely dupe that by itself. So that's one campaign. So might not spend a full $1,000. Who fucking knows? But that's what the setup's looking like. The second one is just a normal lowest cost campaign with the winning ads into it at $300 a day. And I think it might do well. Who knows? I don't really know. But I launched it at that. So we always have a scaling campaign in the background that, you know, is getting sales and hopefully doing well. If not, it doesn't really matter, because even if it's, again, at break even, I don't necessarily give a fuck. I'm just worried about mainly on the testing campaigns. If the testing campaigns do well, then I know we can have like a 1.4 to 1.5 ROAS on a regular basis. And if that's the case, I don't really care. We'll be profitable because Google in the back end at higher spends does the best. I know we can get a 3, even 4x ROAS in peak seasons with Google. So that's why I'm kind of down to spend, you know, at a lower return on ad spend on Meta for the blended effort. I talked about this in yesterday's video, and I'll probably keep talking about it because that's kind of my game plan with that store. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at with that specific store. We are also trying to get into making a plan that's going to help us kind of scale to 100K a month, hopefully, or as high as we can get it to. I really think we can push to 100K a month before Q4. The whole plan behind that, honestly, is just to do I want to do like a huge sale for summertime. Like I'm gonna do like a big discount that I haven't done for the store necessarily, and see how it get out a huge store, because I don't want to dilute Q4, but a big enough sale where like people actually give a fuck. And the whole goal here is, I realized that with jewelry brands, a lot of the ads that they run, especially like around summertime or just in general, they're running a lot of statics and a lot of most of where it's a bottom of funnel content, and it's basically them just remind you about the offer. And if I can get a bunch of those performing at scale, and I've experienced that so far last week, where I have some most of where ads just absolutely printing on a weekly basis, just doing a 7 ROAS. If I have a bunch of those in a campaign, there's no doubt in my mind it can spend like 20% of what I'm spending on the what do you call it, scaling campaign. If I can do that, then I should be able to, again, increase the ROAS a bit more. And if I can get like the Facebook or Meta at 1.5, Google at 3 ROAS, then we should be able to scale to decent numbers, and then if we have the organic doing well as well, like it's different. Like again, I'm thinking this shit as a actual jewelry brand that can be, I don't know where I was going with that, but just a jewelry brand that can do fucking numbers. That's kind of where I'm looking at it, because again, I kind of took a back step back from the jewelry stuff. 'Cause I had to analyze, what type of angles that we want to target. Whatever, can we go evergreen with it just to see how we can scale it? We found an evergreen angle that is very, very good. We just have to be very attentional with what we're saying, because if it's worded wrong, it's kind of dead. It's just not going to do well. So again, let's say all this to say is that we kind of have a game plan now that we are trying to execute to see if we can again push decent numbers in evergreen seasons. And when Q4 comes, if we're able to execute six-figure months before what's he for December, November, so before October, then we're in a good spot. Then by October, we'll probably be able, if we do 100K a month before October, we'll be able to scale up to probably like 300 by December or even more. So that's the goal for that store. Second store, honestly, we need to get that shit up to 1K a day ASAP. Hopefully by the end of the month. And if we can get it to 1K a month, 1K a day by the end of the month, there's GG's. If that happens, GG's. We'll probably be able to hit, slowly scale up to six-figure months on there, because again, it's a health-related product, and it should be fairly easy to scale up if we are able to crack decent angles. And if we're able to crack a winner, like if that VSO cracks and does well, then we're probably able to be scaling even past that, probably like 3K a day. Because again, health products, if you crack a good angle right away, like one ad can scale you to however much you want to at that point. So it's like, again, it's all just testing. Like, you'll be in a position in ecom, and it's like a side pivot, but you'll be in a position in ecom where you're doing very, very shit, and you make one ad, and that one ad changes your life, bro. But then if you stay complacent and don't make more ads, that's when you're gonna fall off. That's kind of the nature of ecom. Like, I've seen it in like 2021, where my first break with TikTok ad, I found this one ad, it went crazy. And then for the longest time, I was just rinsing, repeating that ad, just spamming that basically that same fucking ad. And I was wondering why I wasn't getting bro, I'm tripping. That performance I desired. And then, yeah, it died off, right? Like, any lesson to y'all, if you start getting performance, don't take your foot off the gas. I know, the money's coming in is good, especially when you start hitting like 10K days, bro. At 10K days, I'm not gonna lie, for the first time you hit those consistently, you're not going to be, in your mind, you're going to be feeling like you're that guy. You're going to feel like you're the richest man alive. And I'm telling you, that's when you shouldn't take your foot off the gas, because I promise you, if you're not working as hard as you were before, the shit is going to die off. I promise it will. Like, it's like, especially if you're not doing what you need to do on the back end. So, or front and back end, whatever you want to call it, whatever. Both of them, honestly. So, that's going to be it for this video. I appreciate a lot of you guys, or all of you guys, showing love. You guys have been honestly running up the numbers lately, so it's telling me that you guys are fucking with this style of video and me just breaking down the two stories that I'm running. And yeah, I appreciate you guys for following the journey, honestly. Like, I honestly didn't think niggas would watch shit for real, but I'm trying my best to get these numbers as high as possible, just to show you guys that you can be in a slump and come out the slump and then consistently maintain that shit, and show you guys exactly how to maintain that shit. Because honestly, there's a lot of fluff in this ecom shit about these pump and dump stories, and I don't want to teach that type of stuff to you guys. I want to teach you guys how to build decent dropshipping brands. Like, it doesn't have to be completely branded, but I do want to show you guys how to build a decent store that's able to do decent numbers while still giving your customer a good experience, while still, having the brand feel to it. But giving, like, I want to give that experience to you guys, because a lot of the shit I'm seeing online, it's like, bro, yeah, you'll make 100K in a week, but it's like the back end is probably cooked, hella chargebacks. You might be selling, like, and this is not like shit on anybody, but you might be selling knockoff products. Like, obviously you're gonna do 100K a day if you're selling knockoff products, bro. Like, I see this one guy on TikTok, fuck, y'all probably know who this is, you probably seen it. This nigga did $1 million on a month, and this nigga was selling like some Prada shit or something like that. I was like, what the fuck? This is what niggas are doing? Like, MRR product. Don't take anything that you're seeing online too serious. Like, people actually fucking really do these numbers in ecom, but there's a lot of people in ecom that are just flat out just doing some scammy shit, bro. Like, MRR scam, like, not really, doing MRR for no reason. Like, they might be running fucking a shirt and they're just doing MRR for no reason, like, and just scamming people. Like, I've seen niggas put MRR, and they won't even put their actual store. They put like they put like Amazon or Netflix in as the name of the thing on the card. So that's what people see on their card statement. People are retarded, so they won't even realize that they're paying for double subscriptions, but it's not even Netflix or Amazon. Like, bro, this shit gets grimy. And again, some of the biggest guys in the space are niggas that are doing shit like that. So don't take a lot of gain of salt. I'm not saying anyone name specific because I don't know exactly who's doing it, but again, I don't want. And even if I did, I'm not gonna tell you guys because I'm not gonna call niggas out like that. But just know, like, don't take everything too serious. Just know people are doing numbers in the game, and just know you can do numbers as well. But just do it legitly, bro. You don't gotta scam. You don't gotta do none of this MRI shit. Blah blah blah. But anyway, I say this. I'll just say, don't get discouraged if you're seeing people be doing bigger numbers than you. There's no, again, people are, I just said like 10 times. Just know niggas are doing bigger numbers. You can do it as well. Just stay disciplined, stay on your path. Just a process, trust in God, and I promise you will get there. Now, I'm rambling. I yapped for way too long. I'll do a rev check real quick and just get the fuck up off here. Get off this phone and let y'all be. And yo, crypto's low-key bad. Okay, now I'm really yapping. I'm fucking yapping, bro. But anyways, let me find Shopify real quick. Why the fuck is it not loading? So I paid my bill, boys. Fuck! Why the fuck is it not loading? Yo, y'all might have to stay here until it loads, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, bet. Okay, yeah, we're getting some. Oh fuck! I think those. Now I'm looking at the main store's sessions. I think the bids might be fucking. They might be blowing. I mean, the cost cuts might be blowing budget. I'm not gonna lie. Fuck. Whatever. I'll show y'all this. Store. Ah, fuck. My bad. I'm tripping. What the fuck, bro? First store performance today. Not too crazy. It's literally 8 a.m. So not too bad. Yesterday we only spent like 300. We only spent like 300. So we were very profitable yesterday. Damn near like a 40% margin. So fairly decent. Today we are gonna probably spend like 750 though. And we should be profitable right now. I just gotta check. I actually don't know. I just gotta make sure we're not cooked. Whatever, I'll do that after. Second store. Usually get sales later on to the day if it doesn't get it early morning. Today we have no sales on there, so I won't show you. But for whatever reason, it's taking for whatever long time to load. So if y'all still watching this shit while I'm struggling to get this Shopify shit to load, again, I feel y'all heavy, bro. Like y'all don't gotta watch this shit. Realistically, y'all could just dipped a minute ago. Could have go watch some other like, I don't know, nigga. Buying a fucking years, bro. Like y'all appreciate the love. Fuck, bro. Okay, it doesn't want to load. So yesterday, basically, we done the second store. We did $50, $57. We lost like $11 on this day, so nothing too crazy. What the hell, bro? Okay, there's no way my internet's that bad. Okay, I can see it like this though. Can I not? Why is my connection so shit? What the fuck? I hate when this shit happens, bro. I don't get it. Okay, whatever. There's no point in showing you, like, bro, whatever. Yesterday I did $57. Maybe I'll put a screenshot on the screen. Probably not. Like, that just takes a low-key a lot of time to do, so I don't low-key feel like doing all that. But should I? Fuck it. Maybe. I don't know if I remember. Let me know if I didn't. If I didn't put the screenshot of the $57, they just tell me I'm a lazy piece of shit. I don't know, but yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching this video. Fuck. Oh, Shopify just down? Let's shit up. Is Shopify down? Oh, low-key might be down because my Wi-Fi is decent. I don't know, whatever, it's not working. It said everything's good. Probably later it'll say it's ass, whatever. Yeah, appreciate you guys for watching the video. Catch y'all in the next video. And take action today. Start that store. Let's make that money. Let's get fucking rich. And catch y'all on the next video. Peace.